Oh, the good doctor, Matt. This is a very respected man, and he's going to take us into the world of wonders of the spine. And I'm talking about Dr. Robert Watkins. This is one of the most respected doctors in the world, and certainly not worthy of this kind of intro, but he's going to join the show often and talk about injuries and what you can do with your own back and things like that. He's the medical director at Marina Del Rey Hospital, board-certified orthopedic spine surgeon. We wouldn't put him on if he wasn't. Been a USC doctor for years, and he directs the Marina Spine Clinic. That's in Marina Del Rey. And if you have a spine issue or a spine question,
he's the man.
Well, call him, 855-51-SPINE, 855-51-SPINE. You know, without your spine, you're kind of a jelly type of person.
But if you call him, you don't have to yell spine.
Well, no, but marinaspinecenter.com is where you can find him. So for the first time on our show, we're in Dodger Stadium. Matt's in New York, and Dr. Robert Watkins is sitting on a throne of medicine. What's cracking, doctor? How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Everything's going great.
Now, you sound great, doctor. Now, first and foremost, you were there the day that my foot exploded. And people think that I'm just telling stories like I'm some old sea barnacle telling fish stories. But my foot really did explode, right?
I was looking right at it. For some reason, I was watching the play. I saw the guy come in to hit you from behind. I was looking right at your ankle, and I said, that's going to be a bad one.
But what is the definition, doctor, of explosion? I don't understand. What is
I think that's somewhat of a colloquial term, but I knew it was going to be a bad injury. The guy his whole body weight just crushed right into the back of Petros' ankle. It was really not a pretty sight.
Devastating for everybody involved, including Dr. Watkins. Now, are you surprised, Doc, with the more and more attention that's being paid to concussions and head and neck injuries in the world of football? Because, I mean, even when I was playing, it's not something we talked about a whole bunch.
No, I'm not surprised at all, and it's a problem that everybody's recognized. We did a number of programs to try to prevent spine injuries, cervical spine injuries, from people hitting with their head and injuring their neck. But the hitting with the head has caused concussions and problems, and it seemed like at times the better the helmets were, the more likely players were to use their helmet as an offensive weapon. And the spine injuries resulted from that. So it's a combination of head and neck injuries that's been part of football and other sports for a long time.
Doctor, I just got done hanging out with Michael Irvin here in New York. He had to retire because of spinal stenosis. We just had a high-profile guy slide in the first round of the draft, Jarvis Jones, a USC kid who had to transfer to Georgia. He's now a Steeler doing big work in the preseason, also spinal stenosis. Seems like we're hearing some of that. What is that? How big of a concern is that for players in the NFL that have that condition?
It's a very significant concern, and we've looked at that for 25 years and have talked to NFL doctors. All the doctors are aware of the problem. It's a narrowing of the spinal canal that the spinal cord runs through. So stenosis means narrowing. The bones and ligaments and joints of the spine have enlarged, therefore narrowing the canal and putting pressure on the cervical cord. And then when you get injured, there's a small margin for error without hurting your spinal cord. The most common symptoms that we see is a transitory quadriparesis, which means you hit somebody with your head, your neck squeezes your spinal cord, and you're temporarily paralyzed. Okay. And it may vary from a few seconds to, we've had guys run off the field after having laid there for a few minutes. We've had guys taken all the way to the hospital, released the next day. And then we try to make the decision as to what risk is there involved in continuing to play football.
Well, and I think that's the question, Doctor, because when you're in a violent game where the objective is to tackle someone, to knock them down as hard as you can, what can you do to prevent these injuries? Because, quite frankly, if you just look at the nature of the sport, it would seem impossible.
The NFL presented a program called See What You Hit. It was in locker rooms across the country. We did a videotape for high school kids, the title being See What You Hit. The idea is that the greatest damage occurs when you use the crown of your head and the top of your helmet to strike a blow. It's like taking a soda straw in your hand between your thumb and index finger and squeezing it, and it buckles in the middle. And that's what happens to your neck with this axial load directly from the top of your head. If your head's up and your tail's down and your legs are strong and you're looking at what you're going to tackle, you're much, much less likely to get that type of neck injury.
All right, Doc, you got to be honest before we let you go. And this was a good segment. I love Dr. Watkins. Doctor, tell me, you're going to Hawaii, right? You're going to Honolulu. You got your Hawaiian,
of
you got
course.
your Spooners packed. Oh, he's running out the tunnel with USC. And it won't be the first time, will it, Doc?
No, it won't.
Yeah, I made sure you were on that trip, didn't you? Listen, I will tell the truth right now. I was at USC for way too long. I think 6 years or something, or 5.5. I was around the football program as a player. And the best group of people by far that I got to be involved with and cared for by was the medical department, the doctors especially, and Dr. Robert Watkins, certainly one of the best, if not the best, medical director at Marina Del Rey Hospital. Give him a call, 855-51-SPINE, marinaspinecenter.com. Questions about your kids in football and what you should expect, all that stuff can be handled by these wonderful people at the Marina Spine Center. Doctor, thank you so much, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a sweet and wonderful vacation. Aloha and mahalo.
Great. Thank you very much.
Oh, come on. No aloha?
Aloha.